Hi everyone, welcome back for another scrapbook process video. This is another layout that I did at the crop that I went to, and I'm really glad that I was able to record these videos or these layouts. I have to tell you, I have not had much scrapbooking mojo in about a week and a half. I have not done any scrapbooking. I don't even know if I've done any scrapbooking since I got back from the crop. I got my house really clean and my Christmas decorations are up, so I guess that's good. But yeah, no more layouts lately, so I will have to try to get back into the swing of things. I actually need to get caught up on my Project Life video or layouts, so I will have some Project Life process videos coming up soon. But as far as this layout goes, I am doing a double page layout, and it's possible that I'm following a scrapbook generation sketch, but I'm not 100% sure. But I'm going to get 6 photos on this layout, and I'm just trimming down my pattern papers here. I didn't want them to span across both 12 by 12 pages. I wanted them to go across both pages, just not all the way to the ends of both sides. You will see what I mean in just a moment. And then I forgot to trim down these smaller strips, so I think I cut like an inch off of them. And I apologize for my voice. This is about my 7th or 8th time trying to do this voiceover, and the first time I did it, it was fine, but it was off. So I kept talking about things that I had done a few seconds before, and I'm not exactly sure what was causing that. So I decided to try to do it again, and ever since then, I just have not been able to get it done. So again, I'm using Doodlebug Kitten Smitten, or Schmitten, I'm not sure how you say that, collection, but I love this collection. I pretty much used up almost all the pattern papers at the crop on these layouts. So I still have a lot of die cuts and stickers left, and I absolutely love the colors and papers. So I think I'm going to try and order some more of just the pattern papers. And anyway, so I'm just inking on my edges with my black Close to My Heart ink, and then I'm going to go ahead and start gluing down my pattern paper strips. The pink pattern paper strip is going to go along the bottom, and I'm just doing it a little over an inch from the bottom. And then I'm going to glue down the gray strip on top of that one, and then the pattern paper with the flowers is going to go along the top. So I'm just going to go ahead and get all those glued down, and then I'm going to put my second page next to that and line it up so I can have the pattern paper strips going across both layouts. And that's what I mean, that they don't reach the full, you can see on the left side they don't go all the way to the edge, and on the right side they don't go all the way to the edge. So that was what I was talking about a few minutes ago. So I cut out the part of cutting the photos. There was a little bit of trouble with that. So this is how my photos are going to lay. There are 4 3x4 photos and 2 4x6. And this photo was the main photo. I like this photo more than any of the other photos on the layout. So I really wanted it to stand out more than the other photos. So I'm going to give it a mat. So I'm cutting the mat down to 4x6, and then I'm going to trim the photo. And then it looked cute, but I wanted to add just a little bit more interest to it, so I'm going to cut it down a little bit more and add a very thin white border to this photo. I think it really helps this photo stand out from all the other ones, and it just draws your eye to it a little more. So I think that is really cute. I like the blue behind it. The blue just really stands out well with those background papers. So I'm just trimming them down, trying to get them straight. And I just wanted a really thin white border, so that's what I was doing there. And then I am going to ink the edges of my photo mats with the black ink also. So I'm just going to do that and glue it down onto the blue photo mat. And then I'm going to ink the edges of the blue photo mat. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue those photos down on the left page. And I'm going to use my T-square ruler. I try to use it on the first 3x4 photo that I put down, but for some reason it didn't go very straight. I sometimes struggle with the T-square ruler. Sometimes it helps me get them really straight, and other times it seems like it almost makes them worse. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball this one, and then I'll use the T-square ruler again to get this other 3x4 card on there. And then I thought I actually wanted that photo to go on the left-hand side, but I had already glued down the other photo, and I didn't want to rip it up. I didn't figure it was that big of a deal enough to rip it up. So then there is this photo of me and the baby kitty, and I don't look all that great in the photo. I didn't want it to stand out as much as the other one with the kitty, but I did want it to stand out just a little bit more than just being on the background paper. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a small white border as well. And when I give my photo, when I put white borders around my photos, I just use paper scraps or 8.5 by 11. Yeah, is that the size? Yeah, just like Recollections cardstock from Michaels. You can get those packs pretty cheap. I think like $5 for $10. And they last quite a while if you just map photos with them. So I added that there. I'm going to play around with this 4x6 card that says I Love Mew on it. It's going to be my title card, but it's going to take me a little while to decide if I want it to go on the right or left. And for quite a while, I thought maybe I would keep it on the right page here, but it is actually going to end up on the left. So I'm just going to go ahead and get the photos glued down on this side. Since I knew that I wanted where I wanted my photos to go, I figured that might help if I got those glued down in deciding where I wanted the title box to go. So I'm just going to use my T-square ruler since that photo was kind of floating out in nowhere. So I've gone through my die cut box, and I ended up deciding to cut down this 4x6 card, and I like it a lot better. I feel like it doesn't draw as much attention to it with not such a big black border around it. So I'm just going to ink the edges of that one. And I had this journaling die cut piece, but I wanted to do a lot more journaling, and I was worried that it was not going to fit on that small piece. And I also felt that the area on the left page was a very big area, and I didn't know if I would have enough to fill in that area. So I'm going to look around here, and I thought maybe this sticker that says Pretty Kitty, but I didn't like the scallop circle shape. I didn't think it went well. Plus the colors on it didn't go as well. And then there's this other sticker that says Check Me Out, which I thought that was really cute. So I wasn't sure if I wanted it to go though. So I'm going to cut it off the sticker sheet so I can play around with it a little bit. And that actually helped in moving it around. It is not going to make it on the layout, but I liked cutting it off the sticker sheet. That really helped. So I thought maybe I had my cluster going here, but like I said, I wanted to do more journaling. And in my crop bag, I keep these journaling cards, and I believe these are from Close to My Heart. I got them quite a while ago. So there was this 4x6 one, and I'm just cutting it down so that there isn't that dark gray border around it, and also it's so that it doesn't have rounded corners. Since none of the other corners on my layout, which actually would have been cute if I would have rounded the corners on the outside, but oh well, it's too late now. I already did the layout. But just looking around at the die cut pieces, and I have that gray kitty there next to the journaling card, and I'm liking how that's going. So I'm just playing around. I thought maybe the green kitty, but the green didn't really go with all the other colors of the layout. So I do like that little milk jug, so it's going to tuck behind the photo card, or I mean the title card, excuse me. So just looking again through my die cut pack a little bit more just to see if there's anything else. I liked the ball of yarn. I have a blue one there now, but I'm actually going to change that color just because I felt like there was too much blue over there. So now I wanted my photo, or not my photo, sorry, my journaling card to stand out just a little bit more. It needed a little something behind it. So I'm looking for a not too busy pattern paper, and all the pattern papers that I have left to cut down in this collection are pretty busy, except for the blue. I had the blue, but I just felt like that was too much blue. And so that's not going to work. And then I'm going to keep looking, and I'm going to find this green piece, and I'm going to try that one, but it was just a little too green, so it's not going to work. Sorry, like I said, I've got a frog in my throat after so many tries at this voiceover. So here's where I'm trying the green one, and yeah, that green just wasn't going to go. I tried covering up the edges so I could see just the small part, but it didn't work. So I'm going to use this other 4x6 card, and I just cover up the pictures in the middle, and it's going to leave just a small white border. So I'm going to trim it down so it just has a small white border, or not white, yellow. So I'm just trimming that down. And I'm going to ink the edges of that also, and that is really going to help my journaling card stick out. So I'm inking the edges. And I like the yellow. It's just a subtle touch, but it's not too much blue and it's not as dark as that green. So I'm going to add some foam tape to this kitten here, and I'm going to glue it down to next to the journaling card. And then when I am done with that, I am going to add some foam tape. And the foam tape that I use is just like 1/8 of an inch thick. I believe it's only 1/8. Either that or 1/16. I don't know. But it's a very, very small, thin foam tape. I've mentioned it before, but I just like that it's thin. It adds a little bit of a subtle touch, but it's not super thick. I also have some that's like a 1/4 inch thick or whatever the next size is, and it definitely adds more dimension. So it's fun to use both of them on a layout, but this time I just had this smaller foam tape. So I decided to also pop up this 4x6 card, or title card. I guess it's not 4x6 anymore. But I popped that up, and then I just glued this milk bottle down behind it. And here is where I'm going to decide to change out the color of the ball of yarn to orange. I just thought the blue was too much blue on that side. And then I decided to move this kitten up. I wanted to add a 3rd cluster somewhere, but I wasn't exactly sure where. So I decided if I moved the kitten up, then that would give me a few more options for adding a 3rd cluster. So it actually came up without ripping any of the paper, so that made me happy. And then there was this cute little fishbowl, so I just decided to add it into the cluster on the right next to the kitten. I just thought that was a cute little addition to the page. And I'm just looking through the stickers and the die cuts to see if there's anything else. There is a little green heart die cut that I'm going to add to the right cluster. You can see me adding that here. I'm just playing around with where I might want it to go. I have not glued it down yet, but I will in a few minutes. I'm just looking around at different items that you could get with this collection. I'm going to find this little word sticker that's pink and it says kitten, and I thought that was really cute, so it's going to go here in the right cluster. And then I'm going to ink the edges of this green heart, and then I'm going to use a glue dot to glue it down. I love glue dots. They are perfect for smaller die cuts like that you can use the ATG on, but it's a little bit more difficult than just adding a small little pop dot or glue dot on there. So again, I'm just looking around for some more. I'm going to add this green epoxy kitty or enamel kitty. I don't know what you would actually call those. I think they're enamel stickers. I'm not sure, but I'm adding a blue kitty to this section of the journaling card, and that's going to give me a 3rd cluster. And then I'm just adding a few more of these. There's like some fish bones. I'm going to add the fish bones there by the, oh, I guess I shouldn't have put it by the fish tank, huh? I didn't even think about that. Oh well, it's not fish from the fishbowl. I added a little green ball of yarn next to the blue kitty, and now I'm adding some of these enamel dots. These are actually like a matte enamel dot. They are not smooth. They're kind of like a softer, almost felt-like. But I'm going to add 3 of these into each cluster, and I really like how those look. I think I added a blue, a pink, and a yellow in each cluster to help dry your eye around the page, and I like that. Now I have 3 clusters. And I found this word sticker, so I'm going to play around a little bit with where I want it to go. And for a few minutes, it's going to sit here in this left-hand cluster. And it does end up in the left-hand cluster, but it's not going to end up right there. But that's where I thought maybe I wanted it to go. And then I felt like the top of the layout needed a little something, so I added that black tab sticker, and that looked really good up there. And then there was these arrow stickers, so I'm going to try adding these arrow stickers, and they make it on the layout, but they don't make it, they end up on the left-hand page. So I'm going to end up adding 3 to the left-hand page, and then I'm going to realize that I want 3 on the right-hand page. But I wanted the colors that were left on the sticker page were not ones that I wanted to go together, so I'm going to end up pulling up 2 and moving around. I pulled up 2 of these, moved one over, and added a different one in this cluster here so that the colors would just be a little bit more mixed than what they would have been. I don't remember what they would have been, but I'm going to play around with these. I think even after I turn off the camera, I play around with these ones a little bit more because they were I couldn't put my T-square ruler completely down because everything was popped up and there was those epoxy stickers and all that, so I have a little bit of trouble getting them straight, but after I get the camera turned off, I think I played around with them a little more and got them straight. So I like how the arrows look. I'm actually looking at on the camera, I'm not 100% crazy about the way they look on the right hand side, but it is what it is. So on this cut apart sheet, there was this cut apart that said love you, and it was kind of long and the love you was only on one part, so I just trimmed off the extra. And I actually like the way that it looks. I didn't like it on the left of that tab, I liked it on the right, and I knew that would span over the double page layout, so I'm going to trim down or glue part of it. And I thought about making it into a banner, but I thought, nah, that I'm just going to leave it as a square. So I glued the part down that was going to go on the left page, and then cut off the the part that goes on the right page, and then just put the layouts together and glued it together. And you can't really tell, so I like how that turned out. And then I put this word sticker here above that photo, and I really like how this adds just another cluster to the layout. I'm going to add this cute little blue birdie here, and I think another epoxy sticker, maybe more fish bones. At least these ones aren't by the fishbowl, right? Anyways, thanks for watching. Sorry this voiceover wasn't the best. Like I said, it took me way too many times. Oh, and I did matte the entire layout on pink cardstock. So thanks for watching, guys. I will see you Friday. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.